Mondays are here again. Brain Kitty Podcast, episode 356.
Yes.
Hi,
3,
Sarah.
5, 6.
How are
Hi,
you?
Suze. I am doing really well. Oh, I'm doing super well because guess what's almost done?
What?
My house.
Ooh, it's coming along?
I have it almost all. If I just ignore the mess that's in the garage, because I haven't had my garage sale yet, so it's just full.
Yeah.
But I almost have, like, I did the hanging of the shelves. I put up
Wow.
photos. I got pictures, ordered pictures to go in the frames. Like, you know, because I got to get new photos. Or I have our wedding photos on the wall.
Right.
Got to get new ones.
It's such a production.
Yeah, it really is. So I've also, along the way, been making little videos that I've been storing of, like, little sort of Instagram stories of how I do things, like hang a wall real easily.
Really?
And so get ready for those. Do you think people would like those?
I do. I think people like seeing you be handy also, just in general.
And they're like good tips, like how to hang a perfectly straight shelf using your lipstick as a guide.
Wow. See,
Yes.
yes, this is what we are all here for.
Okay, good. I'm here for that.
That's really
then.
fun.
Cool.
I'm happy for you. So it's starting to feel like home?
It's starting to feel like home. The one thing I'm missing is my TVs are getting hung later this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I'm missing is a table, like a dining table, which is...
Oh.
Yeah, but my dining table goes outside.
Oh, right.
Because I got that outdoor-indoor thing going, so I
Yeah.
don't have an indoor dining table. I just have an outdoor one, but I got to find a dining table. It feels weird.
When we first
not have
spoke
one.
today, you were saying you did not get custody of the toaster as well.
Oh, my gosh. So, I've almost burnt down my house like 4 times. That's not true. That's not true at all. Just like once. But also then not true. It did not almost burn down. Just let the record show.
Sarah almost burned down her house a few days ago by making macaroni and cheese, which is the best story ever.
Well, that was different. That was just me being like, I was so tired.
Yeah.
And I just fell asleep when the stuff was already in there. I mean, I set
It
the Alexa
happens.
alarm too. You know, that's what my mom said too. I've literally never done that in my life. And
Yeah.
I was so like, oh my God, I was so hard on myself. Why do I do these things?
Right. I'm sensing that even now. And
I'm
just
so
like,
hard. And my mom was like, we've all been there. Who cares? You're fine. Everything's fine. And I'm like, well, I don't know why it made me feel like. And then I was like, oh, well, that was like my worst case scenario of something happening and everything's fine. I think that was more it. I'm anxious about fire related stuff. And the idea that what if my house caught on fire? It's like,
Yeah.
that's freaking me out more, but it didn't. So I should be fine.
This is probably a coincidence, but that happened to me one time as well, and it was right after I got a divorce.
No, it's not
weird
a
is
coincidence. It's because I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Remember how I was saying a few episodes ago that my embarrassing moments happen when I'm living in my head?
Yeah.
This is what's going on. It's like I'm stressed about, whatever. I got a bunch of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm handling it, but the thing I forget about.
Yeah,
is
every
the
once in a
stuff
while
on
you
the
might
stove.
burn some macaroni. No big deal.
Right, So there was that. And the other ones are because I don't have a toaster. Because I keep wanting to I like a bagel in the morning, so sue me. And
Nobody's judging you.
no, I'm kidding.
So
That's just
sue me.
Michael Scott when he burns his foot on the George Foreman grill when he makes bacon. And he goes, I like the smell of bacon in the morning, so sue me.
Right.
So I keep setting the toaster at like different, trial and error. Maybe it's good at 350. Maybe it's good at on broil to try to get the perfect toast. It doesn't work. You just can't do it. You can't
Really?
toast in the oven. Well, I can't because then I end up leaving. I don't know the time.
Yeah, you should go ahead and Google that.
Well, or I'm going to go out today and I'm going to buy a GD toaster.
Well, right, or you could do that. One or the other.
I mean, I think I need that one. So I just got to get.
You don't.
I've
think
never
of all
owned
the
a
things.
toaster though.
Oh, really? What do you
I've
have?
only
A toaster
owned
oven?
yeah.
Yeah, those
My
are
whole
good, too.
life, I've never had a toaster. And then when I saw you, because don't you have a toaster?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I see people using them, I'm like, huh. I've never had one of those. Is it worth
Sarah,
it?
Is
Well,
it
why
on
don't you ever-
principle or what?
No, it's because we've always had a toaster oven. One of those little,
But
is there
why?
a reason? I don't know, because that's just what I grew up with.
Huh. So
We've-
strange.
I know, but now, what's the perk? Do I need a convection oven? Do I need a toaster oven? What do you do when you need to reheat up French fries?
I think most people would put those in the microwave or...
Ugh.
Yeah. So they're real good in a toaster oven, is that what you're telling me? I mean, how often are you reheating French fries, though? Well,
every time I eat French fries, because I'm never eating food hot. I'm so ADD. I can't remember the last time... Well, actually, I can. Do we happen to have HelloFresh as a sponsor? Because I had a HelloFresh meal a few nights ago that I ate piping hot because it was so delicious. But no, I can't remember the last time I actually ate the food as soon as I make it. It always ends up getting cold because I get distracted and do another project. It's real bad.
You have a funny habit of you'll order to go, but then you go pick it up.
Well, yeah. What do you mean? That's what you do.
I think most people have it delivered these days.
Well,
we always are talking about Postmates and stuff, and then I always find that you forget, and then you just... I think it's because you're running around anyway, and then you take it home with you.
That's totally it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm always on the go.
Funny. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Crazy.
I forget about that.
There isn't a single day where I don't hit all of, close my rings on my... Apple Watch activity thing. And I could be in my own house and I'll still do it.
Yeah. Yes. I always forget about this because I'm picturing you leaving your house and going to get it and bringing it back. Okay.
I'm never even home.
All right. Stop yelling at me.
I know. I had an ex who called me the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. I see
And then another ex who called it, she's in go mode.
Yeah, you are.
I know. And one of Landon's biggest complaints was that I didn't eat the food right when he made it.
Right, because you're doing other things.
I should probably work on that.
Are you one of those people that... How are you with exes? What's your deal?
I mean, I'm good. I don't talk to them. I've never kept in touch.
Because I'm always whatever happened to so-and-so? And you're like, I don't know.
I have no... because I feel like oh, gosh, this is going to sound harsh to my exes, but when it's done, it's done. There's not... I think the same, everything is almost like imagination, It sounds kind of silly to say it this way, but I imagine the kind of life that I was going to have with them, and I paint, the whole picture, which is why it can feel so intense, or it does feel so intense when it ends, and it's so devastating because that image that I've created is so rich and is so well thought out and developed, and then that kind of goes away. But once it goes away, I've put so much work and effort into creating it. I'm not going to put that time and effort into then creating it in my head again. I'm creating something new and different. So it's not, I don't have the feelings of them as being part of that future that new future I've envisioned for myself. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'm not like that, so it's hard to understand, but I get it.
And once the door, I'm pretty good at not looking in the rearview mirror in life in general.
You're lucky, my God. That is a gift.
Because there's been too much, I feel like you miss the stuff in front of you. I mean, that didn't mean to sound so philosophical, or whatever, but that's totally what I feel and kind of how and now that I say it, I've never really realized that that's how I am until this moment.
Yeah, because you will mention people from your past, and I always want the follow-up of where they are now.
Yeah, no idea.
And you never know. And
unless I run into them in my pajamas in the Home Depot, for Christ's sake. That probably is why. I got to be better at, I don't know, changing out of stained sweatpants before I leave the house. Or not, whatevs, who cares? Live your life.
No matter what you're wearing, you should give this new game a try. It is so fun, called Best Fiends, and it's an app on your phone where you can do exciting puzzle games, which we freaking love.
Duh.
And you don't have to have the internet to play, which is great because Sarah plays all these games on when she travels, and now she has my son playing these games.
Oh my God! Your son has me playing these games. Let the record show.
This Best Best Fiends is a casual game for anyone to play. It's made for adults, and you can spend as much time or as little time as you'd like in the game. And it's just a fun way to pass the time. It's challenging, and it's one of those things where it'll suck you right in, and you're going to have so much fun doing it. And you engage your brain with puzzles. It's like our show, but in a game form.
I give myself, back when I was in grad school, thank God I'm not doing that now, I used to give myself brain breaks with little games. And this is perfect for a brain break where you can also still use your brain.
Yes, that's such a good point. We all need little brain breaks. Engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. 5-star rated mobile puzzle game on the App Store, Apple and Google Play. Download free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's Friends without the R, Best Fiends. And you will love it, Best Fiends.
Get to playing.
Yeah, I get to play 'em.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now, so I had this sheet.
Yeah.
Let me read it to you. Okay. I found it on my phone. I must have saved it from something. A predator's glossary of coded female disparagement. The words men use to undermine women in the workplace.
God.
I thought this was fun. Because, I love when...
We have different definitions of fun, but
I have good fun sort of codifying the behavior of men.
Oh, my gosh.
And being like, oh, here's what they're doing. Now you can watch for it.
Okay, good. That's a good spin on it. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, God. I felt like the thing in the pit of my stomach again.
Okay,
here we go.
Big personality. That's what they'll say.
My God.
She's already into it.
This is what I get all the time.
Yes, right? What do you think they mean when they say it to you?
I'm fucking annoying.
It says that, frankly, you're a little too loud for their liking.
There you go.
Right?
This is me. I live in this. Okay. Wow. Way to kick it off like that, Suze. Keep them coming. This just became fun for me, too.
Well, this one we all know. Bossy.
Well, yeah.
Constantly giving orders and following up on deadlines, has a few more degrees than you and the nerve to occupy a higher rung on the organizational chart.
How dare she?
How dare she?
Get back down there, you belong, ladies.
The next one is cold, which means you're in a relationship and possibly a lesbian.
Oh, my God. Suze, this is so fun.
Right?
I thought this was going to make me sad, but I don't know why. This makes me so happy.
I love exposing their shitty behavior.
And then I get to call it out. Because, when I'm in one of those moods, I will totally be like, oh, do you mean she's in a relationship or you think she's a lesbian?
Yeah, she's not attracted to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, you mean she's not attracted to you? She won't give you a BJ? When
They will say we are critical, which means that we demonstrate a tendency to ask follow-up questions.
Oh, my God.
Basically. You're difficult
and it's
to work
questioning
with.
going, maybe they're not the ones who know all the answers, and that they feel challenged by that. So, of
and
course.
if you're asking things of them, then you're critical of them. It's not just that you're curious or want some more information. They feel you're criticizing
personally
them.
attacked.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Difficult to work with. For some reason, we don't tolerate being interrupted. Sometimes we express ourselves without regard for the self-esteem of our male interlocutors. Flighty. Once changed her mind. Hard to read.
Who wrote this?
It's by Emma Carmichael.
Emma Carmichael is funny. She would be a brain candy brainiac.
Emma, if you're listening,
send her a pin.
I love you. Hard to read. After showing what appeared to be fleeting interest in your advances, oddly and abruptly said she had to go home. Never talks about her sexual history, despite repeated prodding, but now seems to have significant other, probably a lesbian.
Oh my God, this is great. That's hilarious.
I mean, and it's just true. I mean, I've heard most of these about myself.
The first one is like, I get that. Oh, she has a big personality. Oh my God. That's exactly what that is, and now I'm so pissed because
we're mad.
In my mind I took it as a compliment.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. Well, what do you think about this one? Work wife.
I don't like that. I don't like that phrase at all.
Yeah.
I hate it, in fact.
It says you are amenable to daily flirtation and collegial banter once caught her typing, "Ugh, he's here again," in GChat window, but she was probably talking about someone else. So basically,
oh my God, that's great. Anybody who does it is I get it.
I mean, we all know these women that are like work wives. And like sometimes it is really just cute and fun, but sometimes it's like,
Here's why I don't like that. Because rarely, even when you say work husband, that doesn't sound right. What it is it's saying that, to me, what it sounds like is it's a female that's at the male's disposal to like
stroke their ego.
Yes, or catering to the male in these specific ways. Mm-hmm. I am not a fan. I may have some personal feelings about this that are coming out a little strong that I can't help. But yeah, I'm not big into that phrase at all.
Yeah, I'm not. I think we could get rid of that.
Because it's just like you can, I don't know, flirt with a girl or whatever. That's fine. But the phrase, I just feel like it takes...
Like she's meeting his needs.
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm. And because that's how the male sees it. I would love to say, why is she your work wife?
Yes.
What are the attributes that remind you of your wife that are similar in these two scenarios?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they're rarely in a position... They wouldn't answer anything like building... It wouldn't be what you'd want a husband to say about a wife.
It's funny, though, because I know people that engage in that, and they seem really nice, and I get it. But
I would be curious. I'd be curious to see what somebody who says, "Oh yeah, that's my work wife." Like, what, and maybe it's different for everybody. But tell me what those characteristics are that they share that where they overlap.
Well, because it's only married people do it.
Right.
Like a single person would never say, "Oh, that's my work wife."
Right. Because they would be banging.
Yeah. So it implies that you already have one, but you're replacing her when you're at work, kind of.
I don't like it.
Sarah doesn't like it, you guys.
I'll put that on my Tinder profile.
She doesn't like it.
Don't use the word work wife. Ain't nobody got no work wife.
There
Hate
you go.
It. No.
Sarah sent me a picture of the fella that she met on Tinder. Mm-hmm. I approve. Mm-hmm. He's a handsome fella.
Susie approved.
Yeah, that's the first of many, too. Hopefully.
Okay, yeah.
God willing.
Fingers crossed. Let's see.
You know, we've talked about this before, but like, I really rely on you and your expertise to explain the ways that the human brain is so fucked up sometimes.
Well,
Linda.
I love being asked about it, so...
So there was a Florida man. We're about to hear some
I know.
Crazy...
God, everything. And I don't want to call out people in Florida, but all weird stories come from there. And also, you guys are terrible drivers.
But she doesn't want to call you out. Just so you know. Okay, well, there was
You're
Florida...
great humans, though.
Yeah,
I love you.
They're quirky, though.
It's not your driving.
Florida man was arrested after a botched home castration that he performed on someone.
I don't even have a penis, and I'm feeling like alien
Violated.
Penis pain.
Yeah.
Pain.
Yeah,
like
phantom.
Yes, phantom penis pain right now. Whoa. Tell me how this happened. Who signs up for this shit?
I'll tell you who, and this is what you're going to have to explain to me. People with a eunuch fetish.
I don't know what that is.
A eunuch is...
yes. The men back in the medieval times where they would cut it off and they would just... And
there are men who meet in these chat rooms or whatever, and they're all into it. And this is... And this isn't funny, but the crazy part is that they had tried it previously, but they had to cut it short.
Oh, stop being hilarious.
I didn't mean to. They had to...
You're so good for those Freudian slips.
They had to abort mission because...
Oh, my God.
The guy that was getting it chopped off, he ejaculated.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah. So, please explain.
Okay. So... let me...
Wait, before you do, maybe you should take a minute and think about it. And I will take a minute and tell you about something that will help you if you have high credit card balances and you want to lower your interest rate. The answer is Lightstream. Lightstream is a credit card consolidation loan where you can get a rate as low as 5.95% APR with autopay. They have an online application that's super easy. There's no fees, and you get your money as soon as the day you apply. And just for our listeners, apply now and you'll get a special interest rate discount. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy, subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and other offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/braincandy for more information. Did you have time to think about it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all,
yeah.
Everybody has different things and people don't just, wake up and this is how it is. Things get learned and they get, I would say, and this, let me be also perfectly clear, I am not saying this as a professional this is my opinion.
Is just anecdotal.
This is Sarah Riggs. No letters behind her name.
Yeah.
So,
just what your sense is as a person.
Yes, my sense as a person is that these males experienced heavy, heavy shame at an age where they were learning about their body. And they had an adult figure who either sexually abused them or shamed them for, I think that you can almost think of, say you have a perfect storm for it. Say you have a female who was a victim of rape and she gets pregnant and she has a baby and she did not ever, and we're talking this happened 60 years ago, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she then has this baby and shames, and I'm not, of course, this is just a one scenario. This is not everything that always happens. I want to be really clear when I'm saying this, that I'm not making any, this is not something that happens all the time, but I can see how this could happen. And then she is so angry about that and takes out that anger on that child in some way, or is abusive, and she came from an abusive home and that gets passed down. And so this man internalizes so much feeling of hate and shame around the penis and feels like the only way to feel like himself is if it's gone, or when that shame it's like a relief for him in some way because he feels deserving of that. And I can see how that can become fixed in there. Do you kind of get that? See that?
The part that I really don't get, I mean, it's hard to understand any of that, but the part I really don't get is how that shame and what, I don't know if you call it self-loathing or what, but then gets somehow crossed with sexual gratification.
Well, that's the part of it feeling like a relief. It feels like they're deserving of it. I would almost say, now this is, again, this is my feeling and my interpretation. I can't stress that enough.
We know you're not an expert on eunuchs.
I know. God, right. I'm just I don't know, thinking
Why would they seek this out, though, and get it?
It's the same way cutting brings relief.
Yeah.
And it feels like
But are women having orgasms over that?
But if I think it's like anything that if you build up a desensitization to something for a certain amount, that and then, like I said, it's like a perfect storm. This is a very rare thing. Very, very. Because it's not happening all the time. This is so rare. But there are scenarios where there are perfect storms of trauma, abuse, the right age. Freud was off in a lot of things, but he was right in how we, the different times where we develop the phallic and anal and oral stages. When we experience certain traumas at those stages, we can experience symptoms related to that kind of area later in life. They say people who had trauma when they were learning how to control their bowels are often either anal retentive, like really tightly wound, and they hold everything in, and they like have stomach issues and constipation and all that because they never were allowed to just like, in a way, release. And this is something that, you know, like you see it out there.
Do you think that after they accomplish it, they finish the surgery?
No, it's never none. There's not. It's. I don't.
Then
it's,
what?
I think that it's. I would. I think that is they're acting out. This is like acting out as like a symptom. I think that
so
the
then
underlying
do they feel
root
happy?
thing is. I don't think so. I think it's almost a form of like body dysmorphia. I think that what they're trying to do is fix a feeling, and you can't fix a feeling with something external or something like that.
Okay,
I think
now
what
we're
they would
talking.
really, I think it's the same as people who, you know, I watched this really great Vice documentary about, I think it was, I can't remember what it was called, but it was about a guy who was living his life like as a unicorn or something crazy like that.
Okay.
And at first you think like, oh, wow, he's this free spirit and look at that. And then you really pull back the layers and you realize there's so much depression. There's so much identity issues. There's so much of not being accepted for who he is. And he's used this like grandiose like personality and all these
persona.
This persona and this way to like decorate himself where he's really hiding who he truly is from the outside world. And he needed to work on that. And then he just kept on. I mean, everything always comes down to identity. Like, who am I? Am I accepted for and loved for who I am? So I think that this falls into that category of like body dysmorphia, but then with the sexual element, I think that has to do with maybe the timing in which this became like a fetish for them and how that lined up, or who introduced it to them.
Ugh. You know, I know that they say there's nothing new under the sun,
Right.
and that there is whatever crazy thing you can think of, somebody's into it or has done it. But there are moments where you just think, this can't be.
Because
it is.
It's hard for, like, anytime I've seen any, and I go, these are the kind of documentaries and kind of like, you know, little human interest. I don't know what you would call that. I'm more like interest in human stories.
Yeah.
Like Vice does a lot of them. And so I've watched a lot of those. And who else does it? Oh my gosh. Who did Jennifer Aniston marry? Who did Jennifer Aniston marry?
Justin Theroux.
Who's his cousin who does the documentaries?
Louis Theroux.
Thank you. Kim. I knew we'd get a long way around
We
the
got
mountain
there.
there. We got there. Thank you. Well, that was fun. That should be like a game show. We could totally crush that. So he does a lot of those documentaries. And I could see what it always comes down to in the end is that they're suffering from identity issues, not feeling accepted, a sense of low self-worth, and have depression.
Yeah.
And so if we just go in and work on that instead, then I think a lot of these are symptoms of that. Now, I'm not saying, like, somebody should not, you know, enjoy, like, dressing up as a unicorn and all that, but when that becomes your identity and you don't, you know, it's worth exploring deeper and looking at, you know, does this person feel accepted when they look at themselves in the mirror? Do they feel worthy of love? Do they feel worthy of, and I would imagine for these guys who are going to these lengths, the answer is no. And they think that it's going to be taken care of through something like this, but I would really put my money on they're still going to feel something missing, now figuratively and literally. That was not supposed to be a joke when they're done.
My God, you're right. Oh, it's a lot. I mean, So when I write to the prisoners...
This is fascinating to me, and I love the ability to talk about this.
Right? It is endlessly
I
interesting.
could talk about this for forever, really, and explore... Yeah,
I think the reason that you enjoy it is the same reason I do, which is that through speaking to the murderers and criminals and people that society sees as deviants,
Yes.
It's similar to the eunuch story in the sense that, like, I can't relate to what they've done. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine doing these terrible things or cutting off somebody's privates or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's just the manifestation of something I can relate to, which is pain and feeling like you're not enough and experiencing trauma. That's the part, like, if you can get past the stuff you're like, I don't get it, then you reach the part where you're like, oh, I do get it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we all have things that other people would be like, well, I don't get it.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. If you come on, and I think I'm just so passionate about helping people feel that acceptance. And even if I had a client who said that, all right, let's work on that. No worries. This is like, I always say that, like, no judgment zone. Like, I am the no judgment zone for that. There really is none. I can have, like, a strong reaction on a podcast, of course, and, like, feelings and everything. But I can understand at a deep level how anybody would get to any decision they make, because everybody's just trying to do the best that they can, and we're all just victims of our circumstances and environment and sometimes things that are far beyond our control, and we have limited tools. And how on earth can we expect people to survive and thrive when we're like, here you go, you fix the whole world, and all you have is that IKEA tool that they give you in the box.
Right, the Allen.
That's not going to work.
Well, one way that we can help the world is to teach our kids how to be smart, independent thinkers who love science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And one way you can do that is through the KiwiCo subscription box for kids.
So cool.
So cool.
I love watching the things that you make, and sometimes the photos, you look more into it than Lincoln does. I mean, he looks into it, but you look thrilled.
I really enjoy it. We got another box that was... you make your own claw machine.
Oh my gosh.
Adorable.
Oh, your kid and claw machines. Don't get me started.
I know, he loves
this
them.
box will be way cheaper than what I shelled out at the fair when he kept wanting to try because he kept losing.
It's such a clever project, and it involves, making the little claw, and then you make these yarn balls that then you try to grab. It's really, really cute. Oh my
God, that's so cute.
You can do it together, or you can just give it to your kids for them to pass the time when they say they're bored, which they always do. They have boxes from kids from 0 all the way up to 16 plus. KiwiCo is a convenient, affordable way to encourage your children to be anything they want to be. There's no commitment. You can cancel anytime. Monthly options start at $19.95 per month, including shipping. For our listeners, go to kiwico.com/braincandy to get your first month for free. Every day counts when it comes to making a difference, so don't miss out on the amazing opportunity. Again, go to kiwico.com/braincandy, get your first month free. That's kiwico.com/braincandy.
So I got a kind of a philosophical question for you.
Okay.
My aunt sent me this this article a while back that she, in some magazine, that was about one of the writers from the show The Good Place. You know that show?
Yeah.
It was talking about she worked. She's a UCLA philosophy professor, and she worked as a consultant on the show. And the show is all about heaven, hell, or the afterlife or whatever. Yeah. But on the show, they dealt with the trolley problem. You know the trolley problem?
No.
The trolley scenario?
I do not.
So let me read this to you because I would love to hear what you would say. So picture this. You see a train steaming straight towards 5 people who are tied to the track. By your side, there's a lever that can divert the speeding train onto another track. However, on the second track, there's one person tied up. Would you pull the lever and actively kill someone to save the lives of 5 other people?
Yeah, right. I have heard this dilemma.
What would you do?
Yeah, I got to save more people.
66% of people in a recent study, they gathered up, researchers took 200 people and they did this, but they first asked them to do it in a hypothetical. So this is how it was a little bit different in this one, which I thought was interesting. They first asked them to do it hypothetically, just like the story that I read to you, and 66% of people would press the button and be like, we'll kill just the one.
Yeah.
So then the researchers were like, would they do this in real life, though? Because, like, hypothetically, that's
in this
just
hypothetical, do we know for sure that it's like all the
that
people
they're
who
all going
train
to die?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Oh.
Right. That's it. It could. I think that's how it goes. Is like you
Well,
don't know.
then
It could
would-
crash, but they could all die.
Oh man.
Right. So
Okay.
it's like kill one to definitely save 5, or let one live and then maybe kill 3. Maybe it gets in an accident. Maybe kill 2. Maybe they all.
Okay.
What do you do? So these scientists used mice, which I first of all thought was pretty fucked up. And they were like, when the chips were down and the real mice were in front of them, 84% of people chose to press the button and actively zap the one mouse. So when it really came down to it, most people would just kill the one person.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to say the opposite.
I know. That's why the study was so interesting, because that's what you think. You think you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I wonder, like, and they were interested in researching this too because of self-driving cars. That maybe this is a scenario that may actually come up, and like, should we train?
Pick.
Yes, and should we train a computer to make that decision based on what the majority of the population, like,
Right. This is a real dilemma, and this is kind of along the same lines of how, most people say that the golden rule is sort of the litmus test for morality. The golden rule crosses all religions, etc.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before.
Good point.
It's not always clear.
Good point.
Let's say you let someone out in traffic. Well, then you've been kind to that person, but you've screwed the people behind you. So
right,
it's hard to know what the correct answer is in the ethical world.
This article said, for example, if someone ran into the road, should a driverless car swerve out of their way, causing a massive pileup of multiple cars and potentially killing the driver and passenger, or just actively decide to carry on, hit the pedestrian in the road?
What
like
do you
that's,
say?
I don't know. This is, and it says, of course, there's no correct answer, but. And why it made for such a good, like, people love that show, The Good Place, because and it said, the end of the article that my aunt sent me said, as it turns out, this is sitcom gold, like, to wrestle with these big philosophical questions. And I think what a good idea to have a philosopher. What's happening? Are we like dump trucks in the background?
Where?
Do you hear beeping?
No.
Wow, I do. Real loud.
Well, it's okay.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Well, that'll just be a nice little sound for us to share in the background, anybody who hears that. So now I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, no.
You said it's good that they have a philosopher working.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought that was really interesting that they used a philosopher to be a consultant on a TV show. And I like that, now if only those reality TV shows can wise up and use a therapist as a consultant on there.
Yes, Sarah. Keep thinking about this.
You know what? You just kind of gave me an idea for another job.
I did?
Well, I don't know. This did. Why wouldn't they need therapist consulting on other things where there's
that's how that... I guess Lori Gottlieb, she kind of does that, or at least she used to be a consultant. Maybe she did that before she was a therapist. But, it seems like definitely...
Oh, right. Yes. Ah, fun.
Yeah, get yourself an agent.
I should. How funny, an agent to be a therapist.
For real.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Oh, I heard this is like something I would actually talk to you about in real life, but I'll just do it now because it's on my mind.
Yeah, right.
I was
it's
reading about this therapist that hosts, I guess it's like a one-day conference for first responders. And I think she does it so that then they become her clients. Like it's a way of outreach and getting more clients.
You're so smart, Suze. Well, this is so, like, what do we call it? Serendipitous, or what's the word? Synchronicity, like all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I was just yesterday having a conversation with my friend Dave, telling him, because he's a first responder, and I was saying, can you please get me in so that I can do this? Because I really want to work with that population. And I just asked him this yesterday.
See, I think that's part of your future.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I totally think you're right, Suze. And maybe that Willie Nelson fortune was right about that, too. Because I think armed forces almost falls into the same category.
You know what?
I do work real close to Camp Pendleton.
See?
I am real close. Oh, my God. I love this. This is totally like a not podcast combo,
Absolutely.
but welcome to our world, people. This is what we talk about.
Willie Nelson and I are your life coach.
That's right. I mean, that's really all I need.
That's all anyone needs.
Remember when Adam brought up to me, I think it was either Adam or you, who brought up to me the hilarious item at the Willie Nelson Museum that was the pot holder that was in the shape of a pot leaf? I should have bought that. That was funny.
I'm really mad that I didn't buy that thing.
That was real funny.
So good.
I just like a good pun.
Pot holder, get it?
Yes. It took me a sec, too, and then I laughed a lot, which is like my favorite kind. It probably took me a sec because of the pot.
I want to tell you a study about sex appeal.
Oh. Lay it on me.
And about how you would think like attraction and sex appeal would just be, here's my type, this is what I'm into. But study found something different. So first we'll talk about something else that's sexy, which are Rothy's shoes.
Yes.
They come in 4 different styles. I wear the sneakers. Sarah has the point. They have loafers. Really cool, playful designs, tons of colors to choose from if you want to look polished and professional, also comfortable, right?
Yes, please.
When you're walking around, you want to be stylish, but you don't want to have blisters. And so Rothy's are the perfect flats for life on the go. And they're made from recycled plastic water bottles. Come on.
I wonder what they're up to. Because remember last time when I told you how many millions it was?
Yes.
You were like shocked. It was like something
25
insane.
million water bottles.
Jeez.
It's so cool. Check out all their amazing styles available right now at rothys.com/braincandy. Go to rothys.com. That's rothys.com/braincandy to get your new favorite flats. Comfort, style, sustainability. There are the shoes you've been waiting for. Head to rothys.com/braincandy today, and they have them for women and girls. Okay, so the study said that if you're looking to hook up,
which I am.
Right.
Go on.
Your preferences will be different than if you're looking for like a long-term thing.
Okay.
So like facial scars, women are into for short-term.
Well, I know what this is. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And women find men more attractive when... this is another thing. Women find men more attractive when the woman is eating something spicy, too.
Women, wait, whoa. Women
like
find men more attractive when they're eating something spicy. Oh, that's the transfer of arousal thing.
So if you're eating something spicy and you're on a date, you think the guy across from you is sexier.
This is totally transfer of arousal because our bodies, it's the exact same thing as being excited on a first date and going skydiving. Any form of arousal. We could trick our brains to do freaking anything. That's so much more powerful.
Crazy.
No, it should make you excited because we have all that power. We just have to learn how to harness it. Remember how I was saying it's like having one tool? That's like we're like getting a level and a power saw and a wrench. Those are all good tools that you can use to find, because that's it, man. Oh, I love this. And as somebody who's going to be going on first dates, I'm going to be like, we're going to be going skydiving, then to Mexican food. How do you feel?
Funnily enough, though, the women looking for long-term tend to like men with beards, and the guy that you sent a picture of had a beard, so maybe...
Oh, that's interesting. I was also listening to NPR, and they were talking about a study where children found men with the beards the least trusting.
Wonder why.
Yeah, they had to choose, like, whether... It was like this they set up a little scenario where they would like go on an adventure quest and meet people along the way. And then they had to rank like who they would trust to like take them down each path. And the ones with the beards I think it has something to do with children learning how to read faces and expressions and a beard hiding that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I just thought that was interesting that women find them very attractive and children find them very scary.
I guess that makes sense.
Which makes no sense with Santa. But also sense with just why they get scared on his lap.
Oh my God, that is the worst.
So, like, none of this was in the article. I've just added all that.
The Santa Claus.
The Santa bit. Yes, the Santa Claus. Oh, God, we're good. Okay, so yes, back to tell me what else.
Well, and this is obvious, but it just said that having one drink makes you more attractive to to whoever you're out with, but more than that, less so.
Got it. Yeah,
So
that's
just
good.
one.
I'm gonna be like, well, this is a lot of not all of my, but I got really good advice that has all been very helpful. Well, I mean, it got me married once. From the show Millionaire Matchmaker.
What did you learn?
2 drink minimum.
Minimum?
Or maximum.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm thinking clubs, at the comedy clubs. 2 drink maximum. And you're so funny. Minimum, no. 2 drink maximum. No sex before monogamy, and no moving in until. Well, that's like if you want long-term commitment, and I totally agree with that. I agree. I'm for that.
Tell me why.
Oh, I just think that you don't have a lot of opportunities to enjoy. It almost, like, this is going to sound like a silly analogy, but it's like when you see a little kid that wants to grow up too fast, and you're like, no, you're missing the best part, which is like the childhood, and like enjoy every moment, and the youth is wasted on the young. Like, it feels kind of like you only get this one magical time in your relationship to have those feelings of longing and desire and like built up, anticipation of all that fun stuff, and like the kisses mean so much because you haven't had all the other stuff and you're just like longing for it. And why not stretch that out? And really, I think when you do, it builds up you're almost building in a way, a chemical addiction to that person, because those feelings give you all those good cortisol, all that good, whoa, gosh, I'm getting all choked up thinking about it. Woo! All that good stuff that's going on. So I like building that up. I think that's like the exciting moments. But if the person isn't somebody that I'm interested in, like long term, or I'm like not in a place where I just would like to go out and have some physical fun, then you can almost manufacture that by going to the physical places real fast.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, would you like a slow drip, or would you just like a rocket ship to get there, but the ride's going to be short versus the long ride?
Are we sure, though?
For me, I am. The other one I agree on is no cohabitation before marriage or engagement.
Why?
I just think it's I think in the long term, it's better if you just save that, for, I don't know. I
agree, but I'm just curious. Yeah.
And statistically, like looking at like studies on marital success and happy marriages and things like that, that's what it shows.
Yeah, I've always been a real fast marrier, so
yeah.
I don't really relate to like, let's move in and like see what happens.
Right. Yeah, I'm not, because what it does is it is better for the woman, or it's a better situation for the man and a worse situation for the woman.
Right.
That's what it always says, because we gain. It's just like everybody who's married said, "Oh, I got a 3rd child," or "I got another," I got a 2nd child, because it becomes we become a benefit to their lives, but often it can add some chores for us.
Yeah, right.
So,
we're not falling for that.
And women get excited about it because in our minds, we think it's going to propel the relationship forward to the next step, where for men, it can often be almost the other. They're looking at it as a trial run, and we're looking at it as a step towards commitment. We have different intentions, sort of.
Mm-hmm. I had a friend who had this policy, and she said that she refused to take a shower in someone's shit cloud until he proposed, and
Correct.
they were going to get married.
I refuse to take one, period.
Right.
So, like, in that. And we'll have a separate bathroom for that, please, which is a privileged thing to say. Or check that. Also, what else was I going to say about that is important? Yeah. Just moving in before.
Yeah. I just think it's funny how attraction.
My mind went to shit cloud, and now I can't see anything else. It's okay. It's a good visual. She ain't wrong, man. Nobody wants that.
I do. I just think it's weird, though, that when I think of attraction, I think of it as fixed. this is what I'm into. And I was intrigued to find out that might not be exactly right.
Oh,
it depends on what year.
It's and why I said, oh, I know what this is in the beginning is because I have heard of this. I don't know if my friend came up with this or this is actually a thing, but she called it the Clooney-Cusack situation.
What?
So if you look at movies, especially in like the early 2000s and 90s, whatever, that it would cycle through there being a really powerful, handsome, like burly, like male lead that's like so sexy, and he's like dreamy and could get every guy wants to be him and every girl wants to be with him. And we would have those movies come out for a little bit, and then it's like, oh, we're tired of that. And then all of a sudden, John Cusack would come out, and he's like the nerdy guy who's like soft and sensitive, but he's going to do anything for you. And then we want that. And then it cycles through, and we're like, oh, we're sick of that because he's like, we want that. And then it goes back around. And I've also heard that women in their cycles are attracted to different kinds of men.
Oh, yeah, that's
that you're
true.
attracted to bad boys at one time with the scars and all that and the beard and da-da-da-da-da. And then you're attracted to the nurturer who's going to be the caretaker and be like, take care of you and your offspring at other times. I can't remember which is which. But because we're all run by... Do you remember that woman who was on the podcast a long time ago who wrote the great book about riding a motorcycle after menopause?
Yes.
She
Bernadette
is freaking dead. You're so good at remembering their names. That's I love that. Shows how much you respect their work, and that's just great that you do that. You're a wonderful human. So that really just and she's right. We are run by our hormones, and we are like, who the hell are we until they're out of there? And we're different attractions. Come on.
I just saw a headline that said, "Am I my hormones?"
Yes.
I didn't read the article, but now I wish I had because you're making the same point.
Correct. And you can see it. This was my neuropsychology class 1, day 1, one of my favorite classes I ever took. Oh, she was so good. See, I can't even remember that professor's name right now. And she was like my favorite one. Missed the final, still got an A. Just saying. That's how well I did. So she told us about the roosters who had the little, like they had their, if you remove the testes from a rooster, he will stop crowing. His little wattle thing, like the little red thing that hangs down, that's like basically like their dick in a way, or their it's like their sex organ that's on display, I guess you could say. But that thing shrinks, and I'm not saying I'm not in any way saying penis would shrink if you remove testes, but that happens in. I just want to be very clear because people are going to be like, she doesn't know a thing. But no, so for roosters, that goes away. They stop all of their male sexual behaviors, and they're essentially, if in rooster terms, a different personality.
Yeah.
And that's just because you took them away. So then you think about anybody who has hormone, you think of all the hormones in the food. I understand that they're different hormones, but anything that affects our that system, our chemistry, medication we're taking, birth control. Like I've even heard that you are more attracted to people who are genetically closer to you while you're on birth control.
Yeah. That's so weird.
I know. Because it's really your brain saying, I wonder what that is. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. It freaks me out because it feels like we're just at the mercy of our insides.
I got to have my friend John on here. He's a specialist in like neuropsychology. The guy is a walking textbook. And he would just be able to answer every one of these questions.
We should have him on speed dial and call him
like for
every
real.
episode.
I should be like, John, what is this?
We don't get it.
He'll be like, he helped me write all my stuff for the lectures I do, talking about PTSD and everything. He helped me with that. Shout out to John if he's ever listening.
Shout out to John.
Yeah.
Here's a freaky story to wrap up the show.
Ooh, yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes.
Oh my
PS.
God!
I don't know why. I just love this one. I hope you guys do too.
Sarah suddenly has a eunuch fetish.
Get out.
Okay. Get out. There was a fella, you might have seen the headline, who found in his mother's freezer a dead baby.
Oh, I did see this.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about this?
He reported it to the police and believes that this was his sister that he didn't know he had, who must have died either stillborn or very young. And the mom put it in the freezer.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. See,
what would you do?
If I found it?
Yes.
Instantly take her to the hospital and get her help. Instantly. Because this shows, because that's what oh my God, this breaks my heart. Because what this is, we look at the person, you have to not just look at the action. You have to look at where, like I said, everybody's just doing everything. They have they're just trying the best they can. And this is a woman who clearly had something so devastating happen, had no support system that could help. Nothing where she was okay, even could had definite hormone stuff going on where it triggered depression and postpartum and all this. And now she has that is an act of pure desperation and a dark, sad moment, and a woman who is probably severely dealing with stuff.
When he had seen this white cardboard box in his mom's freezer his whole life.
Oh, I was going to say, and what kind of person never cleans out their refrigerator?
When he said he thought it was like a cake topper or another, like a memento that you put in there.
Oh, this is heartbreaking.
Right? And
she wasn't married, was she?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I could imagine. I know, and I would imagine she has hoarding tendencies. I can already see it.
Is your
100% has hoarding tendencies. Look this up. Oh my God, I have to know. Guaranteed.
Do you think that the mom...
I know I'm right.
Did something terrible to the baby, though?
No.
Why?
No, I don't. I think it was stillborn, and I think she didn't know what to do, and I think the pain, the loss of that was so severe, and she couldn't bring herself to ever getting rid of it because it would feel like really letting it go. And she wasn't ready to do that and didn't have... this is in no way legal or right or okay, but I think this definitely falls into severe mental distress. And she was not acting on... It's just... And it became Then at what point do you... There's never a time... once it gets so far... What is a good time to turn that in? Mm-hmm. When do you do that? You can never dispose of it because then that would be she'd have to revisit that pain all over again.
Well,
and she may even I have another thing. Or there was something that she didn't. Maybe she didn't tell anyone she was pregnant. Maybe something happened where she didn't take. Maybe it was in no way her fault because I don't want to ever say that, but. She in some way feels responsible and then has to use this as a reminder and continuously punish herself for it. And every time she looked in their freezer. Oh, I have to know all about this. He said that
he's looking back on his life and he remembers a time when he was 7 or 8 when his mom was upset. And all she told him was, my firstborn Jennifer would have been 21 years old today.
Oh,
and
God.
he believes the infant in the freezer could be Jennifer. If so, that would mean the infant died about 50 years ago. So sad and crazy.
Yeah.
Not as crazy as a eunuch fetish, but...
and both of those just come down to people who just didn't have, it really is why, we need to see other people and why people need connection because people need somebody to help them through that. Nobody can do this alone. It's too hard.
Coping, right.
Coping, yeah. It's too hard. And we need to be able to support, and not turn our back on these. Well, I believe you just can't. You have to reach out with open arms to the people who maybe are the most closed off. Because these just both stories. Oh God, that makes me want to cry. Yeah. Oh, that breaks my heart.
Well, and I bet she was living a life that otherwise seemed, unremarkable.
I would also imagine, in a way, that she has a job. God, in my mind, she has a job where she's works at a daycare or is a child care. I can see her doing something where she's positioned herself around children.
Oh, Lord.
I can just see this. I don't know. That's my feeling. Who knows? But not because she wants to hurt them, because she is so sad about what she didn't have or what she's lost, and she's got to... That's my guess. Who knows?
Well, now that guy's got to deal with it because he's got to... Because now that'll change how he sees his whole life.
Correct.
Because it reframes your experiences.
It sure does.
But creepy. Anyway, that's all for
good
today.
stories, Suze.
One of your favorites.
A
she
plus.
said.
Definitely worth 5-star review.
Yes, 5-star review. Don't forget to subscribe. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.